What's going on, YouTube? It is June 10th, 2024. Wow, it's been a while since my last video. How the time gets away. So I went to the local coin shop and I sold some silver, and I will tell you why in a minute. And I will tell you about a very valuable lesson that I can't say learned, but was reminded of. And it's something that I've mentioned, prepared for, and logic I arrived to quite some time ago. So stick around for that. I think you'll find it useful, potentially. Putting my theory into practice. Anyway, before I go into that LCS experience, I gotta tell you guys, so first of all, not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research, form your own opinions, yada, yada, yada. Gotta say it. So, I drive 50 miles each way for work. So it's 500 miles a week. Most of that driving is freeway driving. In the morning, it's all freeway driving. On the way home, sometimes I take a detour because people can't friggin' drive, and I despise traffic, especially driving that much. So I'm going to work, and today is the 10th, which is it's a Monday, so this was last Tuesday. I'm going to work. It's just after 5 in the morning. It's still dark out, and lately I've actually, before I get there, lately I've noticed more cars in the median, between the freeways and the grass. A few days before what I'm going to tell you happened, I noticed a truck that had clearly flipped multiple times just in the middle of the freeway. The cops were there, the whole nine, and I'm thinking, man, I've seen 4 or 5 cars in the median lately. I even saw a car Saturday coming home that was on the wrong side of the freeway, and there's grass and fences in the middle, and they'd hit a wall, and they were faced the wrong way on the wrong side of the highway. So I guess my question is, are we getting dumber? I mean, this seems like it's becoming more frequent. Okay, so Tuesday morning, it's about 5:10, 5:11 in the morning, still dark, which is not the case yet a week later. Now it's light when I leave. It's kind of weird. So I'm on a stretch of there's 2 lanes on the stretch of freeway. I'm in the right lane. I pass this car, and it's a 65, so I'm probably doing 75, 78. And right after I pass this car, I see these lights shine across the cab of my truck through my rearview mirror, like someone took a flashlight and ran it, from behind me, left to right, over, from one side of my truck to the other really quickly. I'm like, what the F was that? And I look in my rearview mirror, and the guy that I just passed makes a hard 90 degrees and hits the concrete barrier on the right. Just a sharp right to just boom. Right? So I pass him, and then right behind me, he just boom. And it was kind of eerie. I heard the impact. And I don't know if this person had a medical emergency, if they fell asleep at the wheel, maybe there was a stroke, heart attack, something like that, or if they're just an idiot and can't drive. But man, I swear, society's ability to operate a vehicle seems to be becoming more and more impaired and questioned, and that's kind of scary. I don't know how it is where y'all are at, but I'm seeing some interesting things on the freeway these days. So, point is, always pay attention, because that scared the hell out of me. Wasn't prepared for that. I don't know how you can prepare for that. And if it would have happened just a few seconds earlier, he would have gone right into me, which wouldn't have been as severe as him going into the concrete wall at 65 plus. That was an eerie sound, let me tell you. Anyway, so get off me. I don't want to hear about it. I had a little bit of debt. I'm not huge on debt. I decided to pay it off, and I had cash. I still have cash, but I have a little bit of a comfort level I like to be at, and when I fall below that, I don't like it. So here's what I did. I sold 20 ounces of silver. Didn't want to, but I wanted to pay that debt off. And if y'all know me, you know I'm going to replace that and then some in short order. So it wasn't pleasant. I don't shop in my old LCS anymore. I will never set foot in there again. Doesn't matter why. If you're a buyer or a seller, you'll do fine there. This is for other reasons. Now I go to Coins on the Boulevard. They're down below. Every link or every description of every video, Coins on the Boulevard. If you're in the area, you should stop in. It's a husband and wife that own it. Really nice people. I've first time seller there. I've been a buyer there for a long time. Really, really like them. Great folks. So I go into Coins on the Boulevard. Well, first I called, and this is the lesson. I called and I said, hey, I'm gonna have to offload 10, 15 ounces of silver. I've got 1 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, 5 ounce bars, constitutional pieces of me. I've got 40%, 90%, 35%. I don't even think I listed all of it. I didn't list the 40 and the 35. I got 100 ounce bars. I've got everything but kilos. What would you prefer to buy the most at this point in time? And you know what they said? They said 1 ounce rounds. That's what moves the fastest in our shop. I said, okay. So I went down there and I got over 29 bucks a pop. I got 5. I decided just to sell a tube since I was selling rounds. So I'm like, okay, if y'all have been with me any amount of time, you know that I bought, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 tubes of Buffaloes for that purpose, in case I ever had to sell something. I'm not as attached to them, although it's silver, so I love it. So I just took 20 Buffaloes down there, said if I'm going to, break apart a tube, I might as well sell the whole tube. And I got 578.20. So just under 579 bucks. They did me right. I got a really good deal. And when I was there, I half jokingly said, hey, you want to buy some constitutional? Because I had a document bag full of silver, one of those fire resistant bags. And I was mostly joking. But she said, if I didn't have so much right now, I would. So the point is, it is so important to be diversified, not just with different metals, not just with different assets, not just with different investments, not just with different forms of saving, but within those metals to be diversified. Because let's say I had to sell that metal. Let's say it was, life or death, food versus not food, rent being paid versus not being able to pay rent. And what I had, they didn't want to buy because they had too much of it. Then what? So always, always, always buy a mix of different silver, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but have options. Be diversified, because if you ever find yourself at a point where you have to sell, or it's time to sell because you're going into retirement, whatever it is, you want to know that you're going to have something liquid to a potential buyer. And some LCSs don't care. They'll buy pretty much anything that's not too obscure. And honestly, if I would have made them a really good deal, or really worked them a little bit, and like, I really got to sell this, they probably would have bought it. But the point remains, it's good to have options. It's good to have choices. It's really important to be diversified, not just over asset classes and investments, but within those assets. Follow me on Rumble, smash the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment so I know you're here. Head on over to my Rumble, check that bad boy out. Haven't been doing much over there. I'm going to work on that. Got a few days off coming up, so I will get something up over there, I'm sure. And I will try to get more going on this channel. Things have been super, super busy. It's that time of year for me, and whatever you do, get diversified, stay diversified, and keep stacking.